Welcome back to my animal education series. Today I'm here with Mike, interviewing him about some African elephants.
Yep, so this is Joyce. She's one of our African elephants here. Got any questions about her?
What kind of food does she eat in the wild?
So out in the wild, these guys can eat just about any kind of plant that they can get their hands on. Mainly they're browsers, so they'll just kind of tear at trees all over the place. They really have a huge impact on their habitat because of that. These guys, as you can see us standing right next to her, she's absolutely massive. These guys can tear down trees just if they're hungry or if just the tree's in their way. So they have a huge impact on their environment through that.
What do you guys feed them here?
So we feed her a mix of hay, and we've got, kind of sweeter stuff. We'll give her fruits and vegetables just like that as well. These guys, they can eat a ton, not a literal ton, but close to it. They can eat a couple 100 pounds of food a day. And they'll also drink up to about 50 gallons of water a day.
So it's a lot of food. So where can you find these African elephants?
So these guys, as their name implies, they are native to Africa, mostly sub-Saharan Africa. So Africa, if you look at Africa sort of like this, that top part is a huge desert, really hard to pass. But they can be found throughout a lot of the lower parts of Africa.
What adaptations do they have to live in that kind of environment?
So one is dealing with heat. It's pretty hot out there. These huge ears, they're actually called thermal windows. So they're actually able to kind of radiate heat off of their body using those large ears. And then another really huge, kind of thing they've got is that trunk. They're super well known for that. And that really just is essentially like a hand for them. Where are you going, lady? But so they'll use that trunk sort of, the same way that we use our hands. She can use that to pick stuff up just because she can't, use her actual feet for that.
What else do they use their trunk for besides just, as a hand?
So one really cool thing that they can use their trunk as is essentially it's as a snorkel. You looking at her, you might not think she's a great swimmer, but they really are. Oh, you're kind of gross. But so they'll swim and they can be completely submerged underwater, and all you'll see is that trunk sticking out, and they'll use that to breathe. Yeah. So as you can see, they eat a lot. You can see they eat a lot. And when they eat a lot, they also have to poop a lot.
Yeah, but everyone has to do it and everything.
Yep.
It happens. It's all part of nature.
Yep.
What's one of your favorite things about these elephants?
With anyone who works with animals, they'll tell you it's getting to know those animals and getting to know their personality. And with elephants especially, every one of our elephants here has a really unique personality, and just kind of over time getting to know those. Hey there. Getting to know their personality really is a huge part of working with animals in general.
So can you tell us why she's here by herself?
So right now she's here by herself. We're actually integrating her into our elephant herd. So she came here separately from the rest of our elephants. And these guys, they have a matriarchal society. So they're really smart animals to begin with. So they have a lead female, and she's we're trying to work her to be so that our other females out there essentially get to like her, so that we're able to integrate her in with the rest of our elephants.
What is one thing that's really unique about these elephants that really is not others?
I mean, definitely that trunk that she's trying to get close to there. Another thing is, so African elephants like her, both males and females have tusks. You can't really see hers because they aren't too big right now. Whereas Asian elephants, only the males pretty much have tusks. Whereas she's got some under there. You can see them starting to poke out a little bit. If she lifts her head up, we might be able to see those. But that's part of the reason why these guys are so endangered. They're poached specifically for their tusks, but their tusks are actually just incisors. They're the exact same as our front two teeth, but these guys are poached. There you can see, nope, just shaking off. But they're poached a lot for that ivory.
I think I found kind of funny that we were talking about earlier, that they're very orderly. When you're putting the ones out on exhibit, they are in a specific order.
Definitely. So as I was talking about earlier, they do have that matriarchal system in place. So our matriarch, she's always got to be in the lead, and then they sort of follow it. They know their order, and they'll actually follow in when we're shifting them inside and outside. They'll follow in that specific order that they know. And if they're not, our matriarch, she'll put them in their place. But then out in the wild, they do that as well. Males, generally, they'll be a little bit more solitary. So once they reach a couple years old, once they hit puberty more or less, males will go off trying to look for other females, whereas females will stay in that family group.
How big can these African elephants usually get?
So male African elephants, they can weigh up to about 7 tons. They're absolutely massive animals. You can see her standing up. She's a lot taller than us, but she's significantly smaller than a male will be. Males absolutely massive. It's hard to even get an idea of how big they are when you're not standing next to one, just because of how huge they are.
How old is this elephant?
You know, I do not know Joyce's age. She's a little bit younger than the rest of our elephants. So the rest of our elephants are all pretty much around in their 40s. Joyce is a little bit younger than that. But these guys have a really, really long lifespan. They can live, you know, up to 60 years old, even older than that. What's really cool about them is their teeth. So in the wild, a lot of the times why these guys die is that they'll actually stop being able to eat. So sort of like a shark, they'll actually grow molars in throughout their life. And as they get worn down from chewing on leaves and branches and all that sort of things, those teeth get worn down. New teeth will push in from the back, but they only grow 6 sets of those. So if those last teeth are to fall out, they're actually not going to be able to eat anything because they're going to be just gums.
Well, thank you, Mike, for telling us all about these African elephants.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure.
And if you guys enjoyed this week's episode, don't forget to leave a big thumbs up down below, and subscribe to my channel, and come back next week for some more animal education.
Walk up and throw it right in the mouth. Open. Good girl. That's cool. Good girl.